Hey guys, Mitchell still here.
What's the option, y'all? We going all the way. What's up, Mitchell and Mitchell Sip and Spill? That's my boy Sip and this Kimmy Kim. I'm your girl Spill. How
Getting
y'all doing
How
today?
is y'all? Is y'all all geezy for sheezy? It's us doing our thug thizzle. I'm just doing our little. This is our little. What we call it? My production. So I'm doing
Yeah.
my. So don't think that I'm not paying attention because I'm is. I do our little banners and stuff like that. But how are you guys? We are doing great over here. The
Yeah.
Mitchell&Mitchell Sip and Spill. No mountains too high, no valleys too low. We can get through it and make it go. You hear me? I just made it up bars. That just
Bars.
happened.
Bars.
Give me my money for that one.
Bars.
Y'all heard it here first. You heard me. Y'all heard it here first.
Bars.
Yes. Bless the Lord. So anyway, today we're gonna talk about a subject that's near and dear to us as we are building and we're growing and we are learning each other, my partner and I, and God has a way, or life has a way of creating spaces, or creating bonds, or creating, um, they say pressure bursts pipes, or also pressure makes diamonds. And sometimes pressures will put you in a situation where you either can collapse or become stronger and brighter. And so, and we talk about families. Now, let my partner. I'm just trying to do this banner, and I'm a little slow for with this because I don't want to.
Mhm.
I'll let you continue, Miss Kim.
Um, Family. We talking about family, the ups and downs, the who you loyal to, forgiveness, the ugly, the bad. I'm a family. My family, I have 7 sisters and brothers. Total of us is 8, and then I have 2 other sisters, my dad, and then I have a brother that's very dear to me, my small brother, little brother. So just talking about just having sisters and brothers. Everybody don't always get along all the time, and for that reason, I think it puts us in a place of okay, we family, so we should automatically talk. We should automatically get along, and pretty much in family growing up, it kind of sets you up to go out into the world. It kind of make you up. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can't come home and talk to your family, or you can't share something with your family, then and if your family don't get you, if your family don't understand, that family word is heavy.
Very much so.
It's heavy, but it's a lot to come with that. So deciphering when you truly is family or you just a relative, especially if it's by blood,
Mm.
or if you really a family member by the way that I mess with you. So to me, let's delve into Ed about when you're having a spat. Maybe you guys can chime in and share what you think. So everybody in the family got a role. You be the middle person, you be the older person, or you be the baby. Then you got the person that's the one that well, this one gonna do this and this one gonna do that. So Ed, you're the oldest in your family. I'm the middle in mine. But yet my role or the way I operate and where I do things, they'll say act like I'm the oldest. So with that said, it's because, Kimmy about her stuff. She do this and that. She'll do this with, my mama and all that. My mama gotta have her daughter when she wanna do this and do all that. You be put in roles, whether you want them or not. That's just what happens, right? So you assume that role with your family and then you step out into the world. But when your world kicks you all over the place, because it happens, who you go back to re-energize, renew, rebuild? Your family.
Mhm.
It doesn't always look tradition as everyone think or say it is, or we should always just be so forgiving and understanding. Per example, so you get into it with one of your sibling brothers, and most of the time, just like friends or whatever, but family members, what they first do is just straight up don't speak to each other. And they really don't talk to each other until like it be a death. You at a funeral home. Now I see you. Other than that, all that subliminal get together stuff, it ain't happening.
Mm.
Or something's going on and you're not talking to that person at all, period. So is it fake if that person have a car accident or incident where they're in a hospital and then all of a sudden, they sick, but you haven't talked to them when they've been walking around, could have anything happened. You haven't talked to them months, days, years. And then all of a sudden you go in the hospital. You want to pick up the phone, you want to call them. Oh my God, what happened, Kimmy? What happened? And then Kimmy responds, it's like, you calling me? You didn't, but you weren't thinking about me. So am I fake? Or am I, are you just being nosy because you just want to see what's going on with me? But before then, you weren't thinking about me. Just like if something happened and I wasn't here no more, you showed up at the funeral. But you can't say, oh, I love that, this and that. You weren't even talking to her at the time of death. I mean, this is really raw because I'm in a situation. So I think when I don't know how to be fake a little bit. I don't know how to. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to do it. Not in my DNA. So for me, I'm gonna come all the way. And my partner sometimes say things, words that can hit me, and what he be saying because I feel like he know me, so I can take it from him. But that's because where he's at in my life, vice versa. Some people don't have that, even when you family by blood. To me, family cannot. I refuse to just say that blood is thicker than water and all that because sometimes blood is thin as hell. You know what I'm saying? Right now, my thirst can be quenched by me giving me some water. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I feel like family, Ed, is defined by how you are. Yeah, we might came from the same womb. We might have that. But if you don't rock with me in any type of capacity, do you supposed to have my undying loyalty? That's the question. Do you supposed to have my undying acceptance? You could do whatever just because you're my sister. You could do whatever because you're my brother. You can show up in and out of my life whenever you get ready. I thought we said we teach people how to treat us,
Mm.
even family. So if I hurt you, you get to sit and don't talk to me for 8 years or 8 months and then say, I'm ready to talk. Is it wrong because I'm not ready to talk? And it's a tit for tat. Well, how are we going to get over this? How are we going to make it better? Well, the situation I'm in right now, I don't think that's a good time.
Right.
So it's okay for you, but it's not okay for me.
Mhm.
So when do the pattern get broken? When do the pattern stops? When you family, so much love and family is all you got. But what about when family don't be there at all? That so-called family is all you got, but they don't show up
Mm.
at all. Period. But then you're worried about what somebody who is showing up, what they think. You're worried about how they looking at you because I am her family. And I don't want them looking like you ain't got no family. But I didn't have no family before all this happened.
Mm.
Damn. So I've been out in the world all by myself, going through this, going through that. Then when this happened, you got family. And I don't want nobody thinking. And everybody got opinions. And everybody got sayings. And everybody, you should do this and you should do, hold up, wait a minute, pump your brakes. Where were you? Hmm? Huh? Where were you before tragic? We got a segment that we're going to do tragic to triumph. And my thing is right now, I'm in the parts where I'm going through my tragic to my triumph. The fact that I can sit here and talk about it right now, I'm already triumphed. I'm already reached that goal. I don't like when people call everything and anything family when you don't represent nothing but fake, phony, and a liar. Prove
Wow.
me wrong. Now, everybody can say, I'm sick, I'm this and that. Listen, I don't believe in the victim playing role. It truly is what it is. I was sitting up here talking to my boy, and he was just saying to me about, a situation where he said, you know what, I'm going, if it's something like something going down, he'll reach out and he'll say, I'm sorry, I don't want us to be not talking. I don't want us to be. I think that's mad love. I really do. I think that's the way you should do it with everyone. Okay. Especially family, right? But what about you got a family that you can do that and they still be like, "Shh, I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't on that." Every time you reached out, they reach back. Every time you come to, they walk away. It's like, what do you do? And how can you still put that respect on their name as family? I'm sorry, but I feel like you fall into the area of a relative. That's not family to me. Everybody have their own different definition. Everybody do family different. But I thought family is not something that you do. I thought some family is something that you just is. But what definition is it to you and your family?
Mm.
When you don't got it, you create it. It's funny how, as people say, as soon as you win a lottery or you make a whole bunch of money, everybody come out the
Yeah, all
woodworks.
these extra relatives.
Right? You're
Yeah.
like, damn, I know. Yeah, I'm your baby cousin on your little cousin side. But everybody comes from everywhere, right? It's the same way with a funeral. Like, damn, you see everybody like, wow. But I just want to ask you one question. How many times do you talk to the person that's in the casket? How many times you go see them, feed them, nurture them, show them love? Because you family.
Right.
How many times you took time out because you family?
I this subject is something we talked about this a few weeks ago, and it got very, and it's so funny how now it's like it's hit this crescendo, or it's hit a certain
Mm-hmm.
high point where it's very like it's in our face, it's hitting us in the face, and we talked about it, and we really was just kind of I forgot how we got to the family and relative thing. We were just talking about it, just kind of created a life of his own. We can actually do a series of
Yes.
shows on this, a series of shows. And this is today was a day I thought was important, or I support my partner in the importance of talking about those differences and stuff. And I want to, it's kind of crazy because I think that a lot of times that toxicity that's part of the family is stuff that's it's hard to deal for a long time within our culture, in our community. It's hard to deal with tragic situations. It's hard to find out when you got some rotten ass tomatoes or rotten ass apples in your bunch. And it's like once you found out that Uncle so and so is rotten, or sister or auntie so and so, or brother so and so is kind of whack, you don't want to believe it. So you don't agree with, you sweep it under the rug. And there's this resentment, and it's all this toxicity that goes on and on for years and years and years, and nobody deals with it, as opposed to saying, yo, you messed up. You fucked up. You shouldn't have touched her. You shouldn't have hit him. You shouldn't have did this. You shouldn't have did that. Let's put it out there. And as a family, if there's real love, we heal together. You deal with it together. And I think it's a lot of that comes from just stuff that we did not deal with younger. And we as adults carry it on and carry it on. And it's almost like when you have an argument with your spouse, or you have an issue with your spouse and y'all so mad, y'all been so mad so long, you damn like forget like what was you mad about? You
Right.
forget,
That's when
and
you
it be
know it
shit
wasn't
that's
worth it.
and
Yeah.
you create this wedge, And I like what you said earlier about like they're your family, then you're not rocking with them, and then you go to a funeral or God forbid something like that, and then they're there all of a sudden, or you win the lottery and all of a sudden you got these random ass relatives and stuff. I think that it's a place that I do it like this, and I want to use a concept you use when it comes to dating. You were saying it was two texts, one phone call type of
Mm-hmm.
thing. I
Mm-hmm.
want to kind of do something like that, where with a family. So there's an art, whether we know what the hell is an issue or problem, whether we know what it is exactly or not. And you say, because me, you talk about frequency. Was it yesterday or earlier
Yesterday.
today? We talk about frequency. So because me and you operate on higher frequency, we can see the temperature in the room and be like, okay, I need to adjust my temperature because I see what's happening in the room. So because I'm not saying we're the smartest person in the room on a regular basis, but because we see things differently, we can adjust. So we say, okay, cool. There's some bullshit going on. There's some bullshit afoot. Somebody has an issue. So I'm going, okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do the two text, one call phone rule. But we're gonna do it in family form. I'm gonna extend the olive branch. Listen, let me let you know. I don't know what's going on. I'm cool. I want us to be cool. I don't remember what happened. I don't want to keep harboring this, and I'm extend this to you, family member, because you're still my family at this point. And I'm gonna say, I'm going to be that frequency that says, I'm gonna meet you. I'm gonna use her. I'm using all her stuff today. I'm gonna meet you where you at. You mad at me for whatever reason. I kind of responded because you mad, I'm mad, fuck it, we mad. But today, you know what? I'm operating on a different frequency. You know what? We got some shit going on. I don't know what it is. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Let's squash it. I love you. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it out there and I'm gonna see where it goes. At that point, and I put it out there. Let's have a meeting. We ain't got to do all nothing big and fancy and make a big to do. And I don't want like I'm fronting you and putting you on Front Street and bombarding you and do like an intervention. No, we're gonna sit down and coffee, tea, whatever. And I'm putting it out there. I love you. I want us to be good. I don't want no problem. I'm letting it go. I want you to do the same thing. Let's sit down. Let's talk about it. Let's have this conversation. And you leave it up to them.
Okay.
And then now that's a concept.
Right.
And then they say, and then that's your family relative marker.
Okay.
Because now you say, I put it out there, and you giving them. I'm saying I'm choosing family. You my family. Let's let it rock. It's okay. Even if it's something we got to deal with, let's talk about it. I'm willing to work through it so we can come to a resolve. Not to be shitty towards you, because sometimes people have a conversation just to argue. I'm not here, and it might tend to argue, but I want to resolve. I want when we finish having this conversation, I want to be done with it. And you put it out there. So now I'm allowing you to put yourself in the family or the relative box because I extended the olive branch.
Okay. So
That
I
that's
just want to make sure I can speak.
no, you're good. Go ahead.
So I like that. I think that's great. I think that, yeah, you know. Okay, so you extended the olive branch. You let me know you love me, um, and you want to talk. You're ready.
Hmm.
You extended the olive branch.
Hmm.
You say you love me.
Hmm.
Flip it. Now I'm like, I don't feel that shit. You lying. You fake. You just not want to do this now because now you want to do it now. I'm supposed to operate under your level. There you go again. You at your high frequency. I don't feel that. I'm
Mm.
still operating on where I'm at.
Mm.
Now what?
Mm.
Now what? Because most of the time, that's when there's other stuff come in, where that pride come in, and that okay, now you ready, I'm not ready. For example,
Mm.
my brother hit me up and said, one of my family members he want to talk right now. He said, I want to talk. No, I'm ready to talk. So I extended that olive branch, not once, not twice, but 3 times,
Mm.
and was shut down.
Mm.
So now you ready to talk because you know about what's going on right now. So
Mm.
I said, no. Am I wrong? I said no because I have no more branches to extend.
Mm.
See, I feel like when you get to a point in place, this is how it gets bad, I think, when you don't nip stuff in the bud at the beginning. It could be a
Mhm.
little crack, just a
No.
crack. Glue
Mhm.
that mug up. But when you start going from days and days and days and years, and I mean months and years, and after a while, that person is not an intricate part of your life.
You get kind of numb to it, or
And
you
you
get kind of
numb. You're absolutely correct. You're numb. And do you really want to go back and revisit and open up something that you really capped? Now, just because you capped it does not mean you don't feel it.
facts.
That don't mean, I'm not saying that a family member of mine or anyone can see a person in a condition of any kind, such as mine or anybody else, and don't feel and be like, damn, I love that person. You can't. But sometimes that's when I feel like I'm gonna love you from a distance comes in. Because once again, Kimmy Kim don't know how to be fake. I just simply don't know how to do that. If anybody can teach me that, I still won't be in your class because that's not something that I can even begin to feel like what I say here all the time. I have to be unapologetically, authentically me. It doesn't matter what state I'm in. And listen, ain't nothing wrong with my mind. Ain't nothing wrong with the way I'm gonna view stuff. And I don't believe my brother, you know who I'm talking to, this not victim. I'm not victimized. I'm just traumatized of being disconnected and physically absent for people that say they my family.
Do you think that there's things that you've done to deserve that feeling or that disconnect? is there something you can say that you contribute, that you had some sort of contributing factors to the possible breakdown of what could be going on? Did you contribute to that? Do you feel?
I believe there was a time when things first happened that I wasn't ready to talk about it because I had something else that was more important going on than a person I might have anything with. And when I said this today with my brother about a matter of importance, I don't care what nobody say. You said something earlier, and you was like, he was reading me, telling me how I am, and he was like, "But that ain't me." And I was like, "Ooh, okay, well, damn." That was like eye open
Mm,
when you resonate with somebody that you know, because he can say, but still, it just hit me because, damn. So that's why I have this thing where I try to be, you trust and you rock and you that's your person. But everybody can still they still gonna be them. So with that said is I feel like at the beginning of relation, my brother was saying this to me today. Like he said, Kim, I just feel like I'm hearing all this stuff. He was just saying he was hearing a lot of things. And he was basically just like you said, you want to know like if there's something like that I feel like that I do or that I did or whatever. People do that, and like did you deserve and all that. I ain't gonna even sit here. I don't feel like I'm the one to even judge what a person deserves or whatever. But I can say this: one thing, absolutely for certain, is that if I checked out, you better believe I checked back in, and I'm not the cause of why things. I tell people right out the gate: if something happened between me and you, and I'm rocking with you, I'm gonna make damn sure it don't be me. Now that's my own competitive thing. Is that if something mess up, and I can tell you right now, something mess up between you and me, it won't be me. It's gonna be you. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to. You know why? Because everything that I talk about, I rep, and that is I'm gonna do inventories where I'm gonna check in with you. I'm gonna see where you at. I'm gonna pull up where you at. I'm gonna be there with you. I got your back, your front, and your peripheral. And when I say family, it's not always blood. Because see, for me, I know what it's like to not truly have that to the place where I had to create it.
mm,
So therefore, I feel like that person, I can't speak for anybody else. The person that's in it with me gonna have a whole different story than what I have. And I get that. That's their story. Well, we say two stories, and then there's the truth. So at the end of the day, I'm okay. And I say this because I'm okay with being absolutely misunderstood. I'm okay with that. Why? Because I'm not going to understand everything, but everything I don't need to understand. You know what I'm saying? I don't. And I can live without understanding absolutely everything. I know there's logic. I tease Ed all the time. He go all around the corner. But there's context to things that he say. But some things for me, I'm on a frequent level that, okay, just tell me what you need. Let's get right to the solution. Where Ed can be, well, hey, I want to know, why did that come about? Did you think you deserved that? Where you think that, and all that is great, not against it. But for me, most of the time, my personality, I'm more of, let me see what I can do. I don't like spending a lot of time on a problem. I think if it's 100% between a problem and solution, I'm 99% focusing on the solution. 1% is the problem. That's me.
So, with that being said, if you feel that um, you've done, and
Mm,
not you specific, but just the person that's, you need some water.
mm, okay, go ahead.
Um, if you feel like you've done your part to maintain the family structure or do your part or whatever, and you've
Mhm.
done it, why do you think the family or whoever is rejecting that? Now, now before you answer that, I and I want to, like you said, I like to do context. So I asked the question earlier, and I was like, hey, I want to reach out to you. You need some water?
No.
Okay, I want to reach out to you, and I'm sending this olive branch. You like, no, hell no. So I'm looking at it. No, that's not the word I'm gonna say. I would rather you do it. I'm asking it all of us as family or
Hmm.
relatives. Let's not wait until the moments that she was speaking of, like, okay, a tragedy
Yes.
strikes,
Yeah.
somebody gets her sick,
Right.
funeral, anything like that. And then it's like, you know what? I've been wanting to reach out to you. I
Right.
love the you. Eyes is sorrows. I think that it should be like a moment. I used to love this. We used to do this in church years ago. And on Sundays, the pastor was like, if God is unctioning you to do something,
Mhm.
or you want to give somebody something, whatever it is, do it. You have to get the unction, and I think you do that a lot actually. It'll be it's just something that you would think that I want to give to Ed, I want to share with you. And you would just do it. You won't ask me. You'd be like, got you a gift.
Yeah.
Let's check that over there. That's for you. And it's something that in your spirit, and you think about it,
Yeah.
you say, I'm gonna do that nice for him. Conversely, if you feel like, man, I ain't talked to so and so, I ain't like the way we left that. It was kind of weird and funky.
Mhm.
And it's not necessarily a perfect time to do it. I do that all the time. So some people get mad at me. They be like, "Yo, me and you would talk. You would say, yeah, you would give me some directives, like do this and I'm like, okay, Kim, I got to do it right now. You be like, well, just right now. I'm like, no, I got to do it right now because I'll forget, and I need
Mhm.
to do it right now when the spirit is on me, or I got an unctioning, or it's in my heart to do it. And so those are moments where it's nothing going on, ain't no problem. It ain't even a big celebration. It's not even a graduation. It's like it's Wednesday. And I thought about it, like, let me call my brother. I do that some days, and I'll just send a message to my family. It's an unctioning, and it's like you'll think about it. And then sometimes you got to do the right things. You'll forget. It's something that it's like an idea, like, oh, I want to have the family do these balloons and release
Mhm.
them in the air on the 15th of July, blah, blah, blah. And
Mhm.
you'll think about it, and you're like, what was the idea I was wanting to do? You don't write it down, you don't do it. So in those moments, I wouldn't wait until like, so I'm gonna go to that statement I was asking you, and I cut you off, but I was asking you like what you think caused that. So in this scenario, I'm using it as an example. If I'm your cousin, we had a beef for whatever reason, and I should have hit you, and it's been shitty, it's been whack. I found out, man, my cousin fell down the stairs, or my cousin, whatever.
Mhm.
And I call him like, man, you know what? I'm gonna hit you back. And you like, I don't need to hear it. And then you've been fell down the stairs, for a minute now. You back on you on the upswing now. Like that shit was last month. Like,
Mhm.
and now you like, I'm good on your apology. And I hear that. And it's almost like when it comes to Christianity, it's almost like you still supposed to expect, like accept it. Like even in you ain't you don't like not you
Yeah,
being
you're
fake.
supposed to
You're
forgive
supposed to be
them.
like in the middle of your bullshit. You in the middle, like nigga, I'm over here fucked up. You gonna call me because you heard something. You should have called me last week when it was all good. Now you telling them a time to do it, but you're like, I don't really feel like it's authentic. I think you just being, I don't know.
Right.
And
So
I'm
I'll
with you on that, but I encourage us all. So when you feel it, when you think it, when you get an unction it, correct that shit because these things happen and it looks weird. It looks funky and fucked up because now it's like, and then this way it gets tricky. You in the state, I'm gonna just be specific. Me and Kim, this is my friend. Me and Kim on the art, we have an issue. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad at her. You ain't shit, blah, 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 blah. You ain't shit. Bullshit. She get hurt. Like right now, she's recovering and she's doing great. By the way, she's doing great. So she's good. We got her. Okay. And I'm gonna say this to all y'all. We got her. So
Mhm.
that's whatever that is. Take that how you want to take it. We got it. That being said,
Okay.
I hit you up and I say, yeah, blah blah blah. And you get mad, and then I turn around and had the nerve to be mad at you. I think at that moment I should take it. I told her the other day, like she had an issue. We talked about it on another show when I felt
Mhm.
like Kim was in a state of whatever she was in a state of, and I felt
Distress.
in distress, and I added to it, like, "What you trying to say to me?" And it's like we get into it, and I'm like, even if she was booty or being mean to me, I should let her have it because she's really in distress, and that's part of what happened. I think if I call Kim now, after I done fucked her over for a few years, now she hurt. Now I'm calling now, and she like, "Fuck your apology." What do I do with that? Even then, I'm like, you know what? You're right. I feel you. That is whack. This is booty as hell for me hitting you right now. But just know I love you. And when you feel up to it, hit me back. I probably should called you last month when I thought about it before anything's happened. And that's the part that people don't seem to have humility. You ain't a host
Yeah.
punk, B word, or jerk, or goofy, weak ass nigga because you take the high road. You be humble about it. Sometimes it's okay to like get your ass read. Sometimes we need that.
Get it read.
Yeah, get your ass read to be like, you know what? Damn. I I could I boy,
I
I
think
swear to
I
God,
I
I should
think
come in.
ownership goes a long way though. I
Yeah,
think if you stand in that and you own it, and then you let the chips fall where they lay, but you don't do this. Okay, well then, I mean, if you're gonna be like that, then I mean, how we supposed to? Wait a minute. See, you on the frequency of where you want to fix it, make
right.
it
You
better.
ready
You
now?
ready? You can't make the other person be ready. We did this when we was talking to one of your family members. We call them Bonnie and Clyde.
Right.
And we were just talking about how
Yes.
different family members do that and then they be ready. So I'm saying that I can't, I won't fake it. I won't be the fake cordial. I won't do all that. I'm going to say, and I'm being 100% authentically me and say, no, I'm not feeling that. We don't rock like that.
Right.
I understand that hurts your feelings. I get it. But I'm keeping it 100 for myself. So I can't give you what you need right now. That don't mean you get all mad at me. To me, that tells me you want to really own some, you want to make it work or get back to family or whatever you want to call it in the first place because
Facts.
you too busy getting mad at me for the way I react. Per example, of what Ed just said, I do feel like people, not just humility, I feel like people just stop being vulnerable to forgiveness or being vulnerable to the fact that I'm going to give it to you regardless. Because even though you're not receiving it, where do it come from? You just said, Ed, that I'm the type of person, and I am. When I want to do something or something for someone, that did something to me, that's heavy for me. So I like to do stuff. That's just me. It don't got nothing to do. I don't do it for them and they better go turn around and do it back to me. I don't do that. I do it. It's just me. But you just said that, and at the same time, you was able to say, "Well, Kim, I understand that's how you are, and you do that." But a lot of people don't receive that well. They don't receive that part where you stated that, I'm gonna let you have that pass, or I'm gonna let you, you in distress. They don't see that. I feel like apology goes a long way. We had a show on that as well. I still rep that. It goes a long way. But you don't apologize for the person to make you feel good. You don't do that. You let that apology come to them so you can say that, you know what, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And people, most of the time, I think, Ed, you really just got to take ownership of stuff and just show up. But I want to still answer your question because you said, well, what's happening? What is my contributing factor? And believe me, people, it's always two ways. So I could have been more open and pushy and been like, and I'm speaking personally on my own incidents with my family. I could have been more open and pushy about, okay, now we're gonna fix this. We're gonna listen, when you calm down, we're gonna talk about this because I love you, like Ed said. I could have been like that. Again, I'm gonna stress I could have been like that. In the heat of things or things going on, whatever they are, sometimes they don't even come to the surface. You want something, you know what? If you don't get your ass out my face, you know what I'm saying? It get there. Just sometimes it be simply that way. Or it could simply be the fact that you're just so hurt and you don't even feel. In my case, I'm gonna say, I've just been so hurt, Ed, to the point to where I think I had a shock factor. And Ed didn't see me just go through this emotion, just being what I'm going through right now. When you have expectations of certain people that you care about, that you feel that would give you and show up in your life when you're going through a tragic as mine, and they don't, and it puts you in a real funky place. It does. Um, but like I said, it doesn't matter how you feel, but you can't stay there. So I knew I couldn't stay there, but I allowed myself to do that. But I I can say, do I feel that I was deserving of it? Hell no. But do I feel that what I could have did, I could have pushed, I could have damn near begged. But I'm gonna be honest. I can honestly God say the place where I was so hurt that I'm still hurt to where that it happened in the first place. You know how things happen to you in your life, you're like, I can't believe you did that to me. Anybody else could have did it, but I can't believe you did it to me. It hits different. It hit different when it's family. It hit different when that person means so much to you. It hits different when that's your spouse, your man, 100 grand. I damn near die for you. It hits different when you find out that they won't do the same. It hits different. So sometimes people fall back simply for the fact of being hurt, and they don't have a response. They don't have a comeback. They just in that moment where they actually grow numb as time go on more and more. And that's what happened with me. I'm completely numb. I'm numb. Am I gonna deal with it? Am I gonna face? I'm for all of that. But at this moment, I'm numb. And this is not the time.
Do you make a statement or you let it be known that you're open for resolution,
Mhm.
open for resolve? I'm here for it, but I'm not going to initiate it. I'm not going to run up behind you. Is
So
that
when
something?
you ask the question, I can say personally for me, I'm asked the question, well, this person is they open, they want to talk. They want to talk. They just kept saying it, they want to talk. And I said, okay, I'm open.
Mhm.
I won't resolve.
Okay.
I do. If it's gonna, it ain't even for me anymore. I
Okay.
for that person
Gotcha.
because they're family. But I'm not ready right now. And that's where the patience need to come in at. Now you can look at like when I was ready, you weren't ready. That can go on forever. You do. Then that's when the person say, well, man, when at some point you're gonna be like, damn, are we ever gonna get resolved? You still sitting over there on your high horse, this one on their high horse, are we ever gonna get it resolved? I think when a person say I'm not ready, that don't mean you hang up the hat and you don't reach out again. You reach out again if you want it. But I want to hit on this point because I said this to my brother. I'm gonna go here because I think it's gonna help. This I'm gonna go here. Now, I'm gonna say this: when you don't show up for somebody that you say that you love, it's very hard for them to receive absolutely anything that you say. When you are not, when you think you're doing something for someone, you need to make sure you're doing that for that person. That's your person, your friend, your spouse, your lover, your person you kick with, your friends with benefits, whatever the hell you want to call it, sister, brother, whatever. But if you say that you're doing something for that person and you doing it because you feel that that's what you do, you need to make damn sure that you're doing it because that's what they want. Because when they say these words, it's very, very hard to hear, but it's even harder for the person to take. And that is when I needed you, you wasn't available for me. That shit hit different. It hit different. I don't care what nobody and everybody that ever felt this. No, it hit different because it's you. So expectations. My brother, I know you watching this because if you don't, I'm gonna make sure you get it. When I tell you, it hit different that you didn't show up. It hit different because you wasn't there. It hit different because I can see everybody in the world and I can see anybody in the world. But because you're you, you weren't available for me, bro. And that's a word where I never wanted to put your name anywhere near that sentence. You wasn't there. You wasn't there. You wasn't available for me when I needed you. And that's that. So you want to be angry, you want to be mad, you want to get upset because it hurts you that I say that. I speak truth. I don't know no other way to speak.
Well,
So we hope, and I hope from everything me sharing my very own story, is that do your inventories check in with your family, tell them that you love them. Don't let it be a tragic. Don't put yourself in an awkward, uncomfortable situation for you and that family member because you ain't talked to them in months. You know damn well it's awkward when you dial their phone number. You know it's awkward when they answer the phone. You know it's uncomfortable when you gotta say the words. I know I haven't talked to you, but I just want to let you know I love you. And then when they come back and say, You do? You sure got a funny way of showing it. Because when nothing was wrong with my ass, you ain't had nothing to say to me.
Mhm.
So you only mess with me when something happened to me? You know what? You can keep that. Miss me with that. So
Mhm.
show up, guys. If somebody mattered to you, you've been mad at right now. You angry with somebody right now. And just go ahead and just do just what my partner just said. Just reach out and simply say, look, I know you mad. I'm mad. We mad. But I love you anyway. And when you ready, I'm going to be ready. Because all you have to do every day, any day, if you still breathing from today to the next day, all you have to do, people, is just show up. Just show up. Because like I said, and I said, and I'll say it again, people do things to what's important to them. It's a lot of excuses, a lot of excuses, a lot of excuses. Well, it's this and it's that and it's that. When that thing or that person is important to you, you show your ass.
Mhm.
You get in line. You understand me? And you show your ass. And that person know. And God gave us the power, the free, the will to do things. And you can show it if it's just listen. And if it ain't, guess what? I just wasn't that important to you.
I'm gonna say this, all of us, family and friends. If they don't mean anything to you, carry on.
Carry on.
If they don't mean anything to you, and
Right.
it would be imperative to express, yo, you don't mean that to me.
Right.
I would rather, I say this all the time, I'd rather down my feet than live on my knees. I'd rather know than not know. As hurtful and as painful it is to hear it, it's even worse to think it and see it when you say something different. So tell me I ain't shit. Damn, I ain't shit. Okay. Something happens to me, I already know I ain't shit. I've already processed and moved on. I'm hurt. But to tell me, oh, you the shit, but then I don't see it. I feel like trash or somebody's lying to me or I'm not what you say I am. And that's the same thing. We talk about relationships all the time. It's a
Oh,
deceit. We talk about poly and mono and all these people cheating and stuff like that. You want to have another person, you want to do this and the other. Tell them the truth as opposed to lying. It's all good. And all wow, everybody know you fucking around them. Everybody knows that you don't care about your family members. Everybody but them. So my thing is if they don't matter, then don't reach out. Don't bullshit it. Don't do something for the sake of the argument or sake of a conversation. They don't mean nothing to you. Keep it moving. Okay? Carry on. But if they mean something to you, if they are important of some significance, nobody's asking you to be the pastor, the savior of God, of life, the captain of the ship, the doctor, anybody. Nobody's asking you to fix it. They're saying, be there. Show me that I matter. Show me that you're considering me. Just, I remember, and we're gonna drop mic drop because what she said was so dope. I needed mic dropping. But I remember one time this guy told me years ago, his son had passed away. And before, when he died, he had a heart issue. He had a heart transplant. It didn't matter. But his son died. And he said people started to scatter away. They wouldn't talk. He said the thing that you don't understand is that when that happens, people want to talk about it. And he said, so even in those moments when something happens, tragedy strikes to somebody, and you don't have an answer. You can't fix it. I want so bad for my partner to be well right now. I can't fix it. It hurts me to see her go through that. But you know what? I'm gonna be here. You need some popcorn? You want to walk around outside? You want to have a cigar? You want to drink something? Water, ice? She's not asking me to fix it. I'm just here. And I learned that even with my family, my closest relative, my cousin, his mom passed and his brothers passed all in a month and a half. And every time they passed, every time a relative died, he called me and said, "Man, he died," and I was powerless. But I heard from this guy that told me like all they want to do is be there. Nobody expecting you to fix it and to bring them back or to heal them. Just I'm on a journey. I'm on a path, and I'm running this marathon. I'm not asking you to run a marathon, but can you like give me some water on the way? Like, can you say, "Hey, go, Kimmy, you can do it"? That's sometimes all they need. They don't need you to fix it. They need you to just be there. Like, damn, because she's gonna fight. She's got to do it. But it's like, man, can you believe me? She told me that, Ed, just can you tell me you believe in me? And sometimes people that matter, they matter to you. They matter to you. Show up
Mm.
and don't wait until it's a weird moment where they reject it, and now you're like, oh, you whack as hell, you mean. Because some people don't operate on that frequency, Kim. We understand that. And some
Yeah,
people can't take that.
that's right.
Where I realized, even when I told my friend, I said, you were going through something, and I was wrong. I was wrong. And she had said what she felt, even if she was being shitty. I feel like you can have it.
Yeah.
I'm not finna kick you down. You
Mm.
feeling the way you feel. You're not you. So I'm mad at you because you're not giving me what I want when you down.
Right.
And so as some of us should be more mature to understand that. And I
Mm.
get it, we're not. Everybody's not like us. I get that.
Yeah.
But don't wait till the last moment. Don't wait until things are tricky to even put yourself in a situation where you're trying to reach out, not you being shitty.
Right.
It's like, don't do it. When you get that unction, when something drops in your spirit, it's awkward as fuck. It
Mm.
is. It's so weird. You ain't talking so long. You don't even know what to say. Like, yeah. I mean, that it's gonna be like it's not easy, but you got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it, and it's like, and sometimes just that call, like, hey, you like, okay, I got you. You don't know what to say,
Mm-hmm.
but you called me.
Yeah.
How you doing? And we'll try it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And tomorrow be more than how you doing. And you
Mm-hmm.
know about that time? Okay, we can't do it today. We try the next day. And then every day gets a little bit simpler.
Just keep
So
showing up.
just keep showing up. So listen, guys. I didn't mean to get all. Well, it didn't matter. I want to. It's important that we understand how important our family and our friends are. How it's important to love on the ones that care about us, to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And she say show up and show out, but just show up. I mean, you may not be the show out person, but show up, be there. Because sometimes just seeing, kids have basketball games and football games and stuff like that, and they family in there, and they just had that big 30-point game because their parents were there, their family was there. They show out, like, they here, they look at me. And that's what it's about. So listen, guys,
Mm-hmm.
be there for your family, love on your peoples if they're your family. If they're not, we understand. We get it.
We get it.
We get it. If they ain't shit to you, they not shit to you.
That's
Okay.
it. That's all.
Damn. I'd rather you tell me, but you showing me, and that's what it is. And he took a stance today. She said something I thought was bold, and it really touched me. And it was hard to hear her say it, and it was hard for her to say it. It's like it's a reality, or it's how she felt, and I support her. I do, and Kim is not
For
a
sure.
jerk. She's not mean, and she's not closed off and closed minded and
Mm-mm.
like you ain't whatever. But it's like you have to, at some point she had to love herself enough to be like, damn, let me go where I'm celebrated, not tolerated.
Exactly.
Damn.
Because it's a
So
mental thing too. I know we've been long winded, and sometimes this is needed. And I think a lot of things that Ed and I said was what he called the mic drop. But we do hope that more importantly than anybody, I feel in my soul that everything we're sharing right now, someone is feeling this, felt this, or going through this. So grow through as you get through. And I can say that with what I am right now. We're going to continue to share our journey. Please like, subscribe, and share. Our content. We are looking for that number one person that every time we check in, we see they sharing our stuff. For that person, your girl got something for you. So we're looking for that person. We say this all the time, but we are on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok,
Instagram.
Instagram, and as well as Anchor. So just check us out. I think y'all finna see that it's gonna be more content, more in depth, but more importantly, more tuned in to what a lot of people don't want to talk about. I love to go there because I don't like to be put in any type of box or category. And I feel like life is too short for that. We're going to be in a box when we die if you ain't cremated. And at the end of the day, I'm still standing. So as long as I can breathe, I'm going to go there. This your girl, Kimmy Kim, and our boy signing out. We love y'all. And I'm going to let him say what he always say.
It's been real and it's been fun. And sometimes even these hard moments, The fact that we get to do the show together is always real motherfucking fun. We'll
Always.
holler back at y'all.